reincarnation and past lives, time, space, as much as I can kind of get into it, and all of that. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Hi, my name is Jamie. I'm a professional psychic medium, pet intuitive, and healer. And I have been giving psychic readings over the phone for a year and a half now, over 827 readings, just because it's right here in front of my face, because an hour or so ago I counted. And I have learned a lot since I've been doing this work. What I thought I knew was a little bit tweaked. So my impression in 2017, 2018, before my mom had transitioned, I super believed in reincarnation, and that when we kind of transition, which is another word for pass away, that's just what I say, that we go up into the spirit world and we remember everything, and we are kind of a big ball of energy, and we're ready to reincarnate and do the next kind of thing. I am very much go, 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 go. You tell me to do something or be vulnerable or share about something, or if I start a goal for myself, I'm going to do it like yesterday. So that made a lot of sense to me. I still kind of think that when I transition, that I'm going to get to the spirit world and remember everything and be like go, 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 but I'm not going to reincarnate again, at least not here, I hope. And I guess after my mom transitioned, if you haven't heard my story before, I wasn't a psychic medium. I was just intuitive, and I was practicing to become a channel at that time, which is where in a meditative state, or however, you connect with another kind of entity, which is just, the fancy word is channeling. I had never gotten to the point, and I'm still actively working on it, to get into like a trance kind of channeling where an entity or an energy will enter my body, and I'll kind of step aside, and I'll just let all of the information come out. I had been doing this more personally through journaling and like recording myself for a year or so. And then when my mom wasn't doing so hot, I, didn't really understand what was going on. I didn't really understand, obviously, that I was going to lose my mom for forever and ever. I was kind of just like, don't worry, Mom. I said to her, we're going to be talking every day more than we do right now, and everything is going to be like just fine. I'm practicing this, I'm studying this, and I'm really going to be connected with you, and I hope to make you proud and all those nice things. So after she had transitioned, life happened where I kind of put being a medium and a psychic and stuff to the side. What had actually happened was, in my life, with the transition of my mom, it was nothing like I had expected. I handle it very differently. My family members handle it very differently. My friends handle it very differently. It was just a lot. So I wasn't, still practicing to do all of this kind of stuff. I had actually reached out to a couple of psychics to maybe do the heavy stuff for me, the tell me nice things and where I need to go and what I need to do next. One psychic that I reached out to, she was able to connect to my mom, and it was very, very happy and uplifting and very accurate. She had known my mom's name and what she looked like, her personality, what she liked to do, and everything. But that was... I absolutely hate it when people call me when I'm making a video, and if I've ever made a video for you, then you know, and you've heard this speech and seen this look of anger on my face before. Anyway, sorry for the cutout. We're talking about when I connected to my mom the first time through a psychic medium reading, and it was great. It was a beautiful experience. It was very, very short, because I was only talking to her for the last 5 minutes when the person asked me if there was anyone in spirit that I want to connect with. So the next time I had a reading kind of scheduled with somebody, the first time it was canceled because something had happened, an accident had happened, and then the second time it had been the person had to cancel again. She was one of my friends. It wasn't, a set up an appointment, book it. Well, I guess it was set up an appointment and exchange money and everything, but it wasn't that big of a deal. But after I had gotten the message that she was supposed to sorry, she had to cancel. I kind of thought, well, what if I connected with my mom myself, like I said that I was gonna do? And so that's what I did. She confirmed a lot of things, which was really kind of crazy. It was my first time like really connecting. It was my second time connecting with somebody after I had been channeling alien entities, energies, like I was talking about. One of my friends, she heard about this and she asked if I could connect to her brother, and I kind of said, I don't think so, and I'm really sorry, but I think I can only connect with spirit guides, aliens, entities, things like that. But before kind of or after sending that message, I think I said that I was going to try anyways, because what's the harm in trying, and how much different could it be? So I connected to my friend's brother, and she didn't give me any details. I didn't actually even know her brother, that she had a brother, that he had transitioned, passed away. And the things that came up were memories of their childhood and his personality and the way that he looked, that he was very handsome, how he passed away, and that he had, some trouble and stuff that he was going through in his life, and that in the spirit world he was looking over his sister's shoulder while she's like looking at pictures. And after I shared all of these messages of what I think I got, or what I think that I made up or connected with, she was crying, I was crying, I was kind of like, why am I crying? And I went outside afterwards, and I was kind of, what just happened? What did I just do? What did I just connect with? So it wasn't my first time connecting to a spirit when I connected to my mom, but I was just doing this for practice and for play. And so when I connected to my mom again and again, I started to realize, I don't think that she's an angel. She's still very much, tell my sibling this and they need to stop doing that, and that they are going to, she used the same tone, she used the same words, she said the same inappropriate stuff, where my mom was very blunt and she would say something because she needed to hear it, and she didn't have a smile on her face, she was not joking at all. And sometimes it was very triggering, sometimes it was embarrassing, sometimes it was hurtful, but that was my mom, and we loved her regardless. She was a beautiful person and made friends with everybody, made everybody laugh, but she was gonna tell you what she thought of you, and then kind of like walk away and let you sit and think about that and change your ways. So in the spirit world, she was still very much like this. When, for example, my sister had, still grieving, this was just a couple months later, after her death. My sister was still grieving, and she basically said something like, get over it and move on. Like, you're still, get over it, move on. You're still not doing what I told you to be doing, so what's the point? I don't think that's word for word, but it was along the lines of that. I didn't pass it on, because I'm not going to tell my grieving sister, get over it, move on. You're still not listening to me, so what do you care anymore about me? But I started to piece together that what I had thought about, when we transition, we turn into angels, which when I say angels, it's not like the heavenly kind of, angels. It's more of pure love, pure joy. So our ego is gone. There's nothing that can upset us. We are very smart. That wasn't really the case with my mom. So after going through a year of being triggered and shutting her out and saying, can we please have, a nice conversation, or I'm not going to connect to you anymore, I started to piece together that more people were kind of still very much like themselves and had their personality. Spirits, they have cussed, and they have cried and been upset and said things where I wouldn't say that I twisted it, but I made it a little bit less harsh. For example, if I can think of an example, and this was in the beginning. Now, you can't really, if there's an awkward silence, I'm going to say, I'm sorry. This is what they flat out said. They're blunt. We both know that they're blunt, and I don't mean this, but they're blunt. This is what they just said. In the beginning, I was kind of like, well, we're not going to say that. We're going to word this a little bit like this. How about that? Because being empathic, where you can feel everyone's energies, I can feel your loved one's energy, and I can feel your energy. And so I'm going to be the bridge on how to like get these messages through so that both parties are happy, and so that grandma or whoever, for example, my mom's saying you need to get over it, we're not going to tell someone something that's not the way that they meant, because it's almost like being a therapist when you're a psychic medium. You got to think about it. I know that sounds bad, and in my private coaching, sometimes people kind of question me a little bit about that. The way that it comes out is not really what it means. It's not like we're playing, I'm going to tell you everything, nice and happy. It's I'm feeling into their energy, and while they said, I can't think of any examples. For the life of me, I do black out when I do my readings. I don't give reading stories of like, this just happened to me in a reading, this happened to me one time in a reading, one time I was doing a reading, because I literally black out. I legit cannot remember. I can't remember if I even did any readings yesterday or the day before, much less if they were pet readings or Zoom readings or people readings or who in the world we connected to. The only thing I can remember right now is there was a grandfather in my house at midnight, and I think I have a reading with him in an hour. But I think maybe you guys understand what I mean by feeling into them. I know what they mean. I know that it's not, hurtful. It just might be coming from a place of sarcasm and jokes. And when we pass that along, I'm going to have a story behind it. So I'm not just saying they want you to get over it. That's my lovely mom's example. So reincarnation and everything, I absolutely still do believe in that. I just had assumed that we aren't kind of slowerly working through stuff. I would have thought that we transition and it's on to the next roller coaster kind of ride. From what I'm learning is we transition. We are thinking about our life. We are revisiting things. We are learning lessons. We are maturing, and the emotional kind of state of maturity. And we are pondering and considering and pulling strings for our family members, working on our inner kind of stuff again, and a little bit more, and then we're leveling up to where we're at a new point of understanding, and then we're kind of doing a little bit more to where we're to a whole new different perspective, and then we're ready to go and do the next kind of thing. I am still trying to understand time, space, reality from my experience, from what I've heard and learned or read. And from my spirit guides, I'm kind of getting to the conclusion that there is no time, space, there is no hours, there is no how long does it take. It's more of an energy, it's more of a how much energy in the spirit world do you want to exert on working through this, instead of how long you want this to take. You want this to take a couple years. People transition after, people really don't really come back to psychic readings after 5 years. I don't really believe in that. People don't keep sending signs after however many years. Maybe that's true, because that does feel a little bit more true, but it feels like it's for different reasons. So time, space, it feels like everyone is just basically coming to the same conclusion that it's just a big kind of cluster of what is time, space when it comes to the spirit world. I think it's just an earthly kind of thing. So back to reincarnation. I believe that on the theory of time, space is really not so much a thing. I like using my Princess Diana example of Princess Diana, came to Earth and lived, went to the spirit world, and her kind of reincarnations are out there. Grandma can, transition, and she can come back as a grand kind of child, while she's also being her Native American self, while she's also being her Salem witch trial self, while she's also being a gentleman in Kentucky. I think that reincarnation is going on at the same time, or some of the same time. I feel like I get so lost in my own words of I so believe in reincarnation that it's everywhere, and so often I think that I'm probably reincarnated and you're probably reincarnated. It's like 100 different people going on like right now, on Earth and then on other planets, and then also at the same time we're working on our stuff. So yeah, when people say, if you talk to Princess Diana or someone, for example, how come this kid over here said that they were the reincarnated version of them and they can remember all these memories and facts? Because time space does not work like that. We're not one kind of place at once. Our soul, our essence, our spirit, our energy can be everywhere. And I just don't think that it's really for us to, I don't know, it's not really for us to like care about or understand. And then when it comes to past lives, same kind of thing. We can tap into like past lives, especially through meditation or dreams, or just get a reading from someone, see if they can tap into a past life. When I tap into past lives, I think that everyone has had hundreds of past lives. I could be wrong. Sometimes I've identified with, this is my first time on Earth, and this is why I'm having such a hard time trying to like understand and fit in. But I do genuinely feel that we've all had so many past lives, because we are just, there's time is infinity and unlimited and all that. So when I'm tapping to a past life, I'm going to tap into 3 of your past lives that were anything but what you need to know, what's very, very relevant, why we feel the way that we feel in this life now, or why we're just attracted to whatever we are. I feel that when we have a past life, you know, it's not supposed to be a this is why I feel this kind of way and I am so decrippled and limited. I feel that there's supposed to be a little bit of a reset button kind of going on there. So it's not, oh, this is why I am afraid of the water because I drowned. You might have a little bit of anxiety and stuff when it comes to water, but you're not gonna, it's not, I feel like spirit guides would have pushed a reset button for you where, it's not going to be what's limiting for you. If we had all these past lives and traumas where, remember that we were born, we lived, we went through hard and happy times, and then we died in whatever very tragic way, just as like much as we have a fear of maybe dying now, or just like not favoring passing away right now. If we were to be able to remember all of those past lives and still be super connected to them and still have a kind of subconscious memory of them, we might be a little bit messed up. You know, if we were to actively being able to remember or tap into that we drowned, we burned to death, we were murdered, we suffocated, we killed ourselves, I think that'd be a little bit too much for us. Anxiety, panic-wise, irrational kind of fears and everything. So maybe this gave you a little bit more clarity, or maybe this just confused you a whole bunch. My kind of bottom line is, well, I don't know, let's not be so, it is absolutely this way, and this is the right way, and open-minded, who knows the answers, find your own answers, feel what feels true, like with yourself, and get curious and stay curious. And if you guys wanted to ever work with me, read into your own past lives, or connect with any of your past loved ones, you can go to my website, Jamie the Intuitive. And thank you for watching. I will do another video. I want to talk about heaven and hell and my kind of perspective on that. And if you have anything that you do want me to touch on or talk about, just leave it in the comments. And thanks for watching.